we're already a little ways into the month of December 2015, so it's time for another monthly update video in which I talk about what went on in November and what we've got coming up in December, and also a little bit about some things that are coming up in January with the new year as well. So as always, I want to begin by mentioning three big things sort of either going on or on the horizon. One of them is that we're knee-deep in a Stoicism class that's focused particularly on Epictetus' discourses. It's an open access course, so if you're interested in joining in, there's about 90 students actually enrolled right now, you can do so. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the November and December part. Two other things. The second one is that we've spent quite a bit of time over the last month booking talks with local libraries here in the greater Milwaukee area. We have about 20 talks for the coming year lined up, so that's pretty exciting, including one 12 lecture series, one every month, one quarterly series, and then a number of other talks that I'll be giving at various places. You can always see those in the Facebook or Google Plus events. And then another big thing on the horizon coming up in January as well is 2 classes with Oplerno. So if you're interested, a lot of people say, hey, I'd love to take a class with Dr. Sadler. This is an opportunity to do so for college credit and fairly inexpensively. I'll talk more about that in the December part. So, what went on during the month of November? Well, November kicked off, as you'll remember, with Stoic Week 2015, an international celebration of all things Stoicism related. And so I took part in that, and partly by producing a video series, and also by hosting an event here in Milwaukee at the Hudson Business Lounge. We had about 10 people come, which was good because we were actually competing against a major Milwaukee event that I hadn't known about, a speaker crawl that the library was hosting. And I talked about 4 components to the happy life. You can see the video if you're interested in that. I'll link to it below. I also did another free half-hour Hegel Q&A Google Hangout for the general public. I've committed to doing those monthly as part of the half-hour Hegel series once I reached a certain level with my Patreon supporters. Courses. I finished up my Marist Worldviews and Values, 2 sections of that course online in the month of November. I was very happy to be done with that because that was a lot of work. And I started the new Global Center for Advanced Studies Epictetus class, which is an open access class. So that means that it's not for credit, it's for personal enrichment, and anybody can sign up for it anywhere in the world. What I do in the course is, if you've ever taken any sort of courses with me, you know that I provide not only lecture videos and pages that are sort of like little blog entries on the stuff, but also handouts. I create discussion forums that we engage in. We hold sessions every week, video conferencing sessions. I've actually staggered 2 on each Saturday so that we can get viewers and participants from all over the world. Like I said, we have about 90 people, I think, enrolled at this point in time, although I might be off, I might be underestimating it right now. And it's going pretty well. So we started that in November. I didn't get much blogging done in November, something I'd hoped I would do, and I didn't get much academic writing done. In part because I didn't have this area set up. I really am a creature of habit. I need to have a desk. I need to have, my books available to me. And so having this now set up is going to free me up for getting back to that sort of work. I did do a lot of unpacking and moving things around and, that sort of stuff. So, it's not as if I was just sitting back and taking it easy the whole time. Although when I don't get to the writing, it does kind of feel like that. Another huge thing for us here is that I have joined a team of people that are involved with this approach and company called Priority Thinking. which does executive coaching, ethics training. I'll also be developing curriculum for them. They are people who really have a vision in terms of philosophy and its connections with leadership and business, and I really like what I've seen. I went out there for 2 days, got to meet the whole team and see how things work, and now have a good footing for doing that. I'm really excited about that, so that's going to be taking a good portion of my time and attention as well. Videos. I did quite a lot of video shooting in the month of November. I shot 6 half-hour Hegel videos, which I released on schedule. That's kind of a big achievement, given that each of these videos is like at least 5 hours worth of work. I finished up with the Plato core concept videos from that symposium class I taught back in August. I finally released the last of those. And I started releasing some of the Epictetus videos from the class. Everybody who's in the class gets to see the videos as soon as I've got them finished and uploaded. Everybody else, I'll be releasing them bit by bit over time. I also had something really cool happen in the month of November as well. I got asked to join the Stoicism Today team, become part of the project. There's been a long conversation about that, and I'm really happy to be in with that bunch. They're pretty, serious researchers and people who know how to do philosophy in a popular, practical, and public way. So I'm really happy to be connected with them, that's some really great stuff. So, month of December, what have we got coming up? Well, just one event, because I'm kind of laying low and taking it easy, getting ready for the beginning of the year when we're going to have a lot of talks coming up and a lot of other stuff going on. I'm just doing one event, which is, I'm doing 2 events. Tom Ritchie's AP European History Prep Hangout. Tom Ritchie, if you don't know who he has a video channel. He does some really interesting videos on history. I like him a lot because he does good history of ideas. He's pretty self-effacing, but so he's a guy who actually knows quite a lot, and I really like his work. So he asked me to come on and do another Q&A session as an expert, this time talking about the Enlightenment and the Scientific Revolution and that whole, 17th to 18th century era. So that is going to be this coming Monday, which is, let's see, today is the 4th, so we're talking about the 7th. Look for the event. I've got it linked here in the description of the video. I'll also have another half-hour Hegel Q&A session for December, open to the public. Anything Hegel-related, bring it in. Any questions that you've got, and I will tackle them. That's going to be a little bit later in the month. I haven't yet determined the date, but I will be soon, so look for that as well. Courses. So I've got this Global Center for Advanced Studies, Open Access, Epictetus' Discourses class underway. We are just finishing up with the second week of material, which is book 2. We're doing 4 books. And so if you're interested in doing the class, you can still jump in and get a lot of benefit out of it. All the materials are in there in the site. I'll put the link to that. It'll be available for those who are interested in it. I've got 2 Aplerno classes coming up in January, like I said. And Aplerno is actually partnering with Burlington College, so there's going to be some regular college students in there, and then there'll, I think, be quite a few other people taking the course who aren't affiliated with the college, but want to take a course just with me specifically. So the 2 courses are going to be Existentialism, which is a repeat of the Existentialism course that I did last spring, which went quite well. I'm still developing new resources for that, so if you've ever wanted to delve into that material, that's the time to do it. The course is going to cost $500, which is very cheap for a course that's 12 weeks and you get all that material. I'm also doing an ethics course. Ethics It's called Ethics, Moral Theories, and Applications. And the reason why I called it that is we're going to be reading classic texts, like Plato, Aristotle, Kant, Mill, also some contemporary people like, the Ethics of Care people like Virginia Held, Alistair McIntyre. We'll read quite a few other people in the course of that. And we're going to learn the theories, the classic, moral theories. And then we're going to do a lot of application work so that you come away from it being able to say, well, this is how this would play itself out. This is what you need to look for in that. So a very exciting course, one I've been teaching for many years from Marist College, now converting to a course for a Palermo. All that is coming up in January, so stay tuned to that. I'll be shooting some videos to talk about that later this month. I'm also working on some curriculum materials for some presentations on anger. I hope to do some more blog writing this month, something I didn't get to last month. Hopefully, I can get to all of my blogs. I want to do some academic writing as well on Marcel and on Anselm. Got some conference papers that need to be polished up and sent out. I'm kind of tired of sitting on them, and so that I can get to the next important academic project. Videos. I'm hopefully going to get to shoot the planned 6 half-hour Hegel videos for the month. We'll see how that pans out. Everything gets a little bit tricky around the holidays because you get into a big time crunch and there's events to go to and that sort of thing. But hopefully I'll get that done. I've been shooting a ton of Epictetus core concept videos. I've got about another 20 or so more to shoot this month that I'll be releasing over the course of the month. Not all 20, but quite a few of them. I've got an unboxing video that I've got coming up for you that you'll see coming up fairly soon. I won't tell you exactly what it's about because I want it to be a bit of a surprise. And then we'll see what else I can get to as far as video production. I'm not sure what else I will be doing. If there's an opportunity to do something cool, I will certainly do that. But again, a lot of it is a matter of time. So that's what's going on in December. A lot of really fun stuff. I'm going to be with my nose to the grindstone until it's time to totally relax shortly before the Christmas holiday begins. And that's that. So have a great month. And if you're interested in European history, you're interested in Hegel, by all means, come to the online events. They're free. They're open to the public. If you've got an interest in Epictetus, join in the Epictetus class, and stay tuned for what we've got coming up in the coming year.